Hey, it's Nadine here. I haven't done a video for a while. I've just been making a lot of drawings and being creative in other ways. So as inspiration, I'm using today the Aboriginal Dreamtime Oracle deck, Mel Brown. And the cards were just amazing. So the first one I had was patience. And I was reading the dream story about patience. And so the original story goes that the wind was moving around, but he got really upset when the nasty things that the animals would say about each other. So then he would just go everywhere and blow around. And it made him very mad, and he started to run around in circles, eventually beginning to spin wildly with the dust being thrown into the air and the dirt and rocks on the ground scattering in all directions. And sometimes here we get these strong winds, and you can feel how in a way it is also cleansing, just like when we get angry. It's very hot and humid. So I'm like, oh, I don't have aircon going on. I'm just sitting in hot and sweaty, but I will jump in the pool soon. So after a while, he got tired and just stopped spinning. In his exhaustion, he realized that he was no longer angry, and he felt good from this. I found the same when you have a couple of windy days, you feel like your aura is getting cleansed, all the angry thoughts. And so you just then stop and stop moving until next time you get upset, and then you go in a spin again. So the message I got here with patience: if life feels out of control right now and it's hard to see the light through the dust, you continually turn yourself inside out, trying to find ways to deal with this situation. You are so focused on this situation that you don't realize that sometimes it's not your situation to control. Hand this situation over to the person who is truly in control of it and just simply step back. I always say, I don't give it to a person. I always offer it to the divine on the altar so it can be altered. Like, here, divine, I do trust that you will do the right thing and that you will just, I'm sitting really uncomfortable here, do the right thing and have this altered to where it needs to be at a vibrational level. And then the next one, that was the sorrow card. It's like an earth with little planets. And that's a story about a young boy who asks guidance to his older brother. And the older brother goes like, go and look for a rare lizard. And then the kid keeps looking but can't find it. And then the mob moves on and he becomes really lonely. But as despair and loneliness invade his life, he begins to understand that his brother, whom he loved and trusted, had tricked him. But over time, he had discovered his manhood and that he could rely upon himself. So you can find within the sorrow and expectations that might be asked from you that you think, I can't bear all this, it's too much. Or, if you find that other people talk about you or create problems or not agreeing with you, trust your own instinct and rely on yourself to make decisions. Find back that place in your heart where you are a sovereign being. Don't give that away. That is your power. And sometimes you need to take responsibility for your own decisions and stop relying on others to do that for you. This will give you confidence to step forward and take back control of your own life. Yeah, just you do you, 100%. And then this was the most beautiful one, rejuvenation. I find that a hard word to pronounce. I don't know why. Rejuvenation. Juven is youth, this was also a nice story about the platypus. In French, ornithorynque, and in Dutch, watervogelpikdier. It's a very long word in Dutch for the platypus. Once there lived furry animals that lived in the river. They were curious-looking creatures who breathed air, swam underwater, and even laid eggs when it was time to have their babies. The only thing that bothered the platypus was that when they swam, their wet fur would drag them to the water, making it awkward to maneuver and to be graceful. After one particularly stressful day, a platypus rested on the bank of the river, exhausted from hunting and fishing. As he watched the fish gliding effortlessly in the water below him, he came up with an idea. He hunted around on the ground until he came across a piece of strong oval-shaped bark. The platypus held the oval-shaped bark in his mouth and dived into the water. As he went under the water, he began to experiment with the bark, using it to help direct them through the water. Within minutes, he found that the bark enabled him to glide effortlessly through the water and that he could swim much faster than ever before. From then on, the platypus began to grow bills instead of mouths. And that was how the duck-billed platypus became an agile and graceful swimmer. So the message, everything is absolutely wonderful. There is a childlike presence around you, and you are finding yourself being more playful and fun to be around. This is not your usual self, but it is certainly an aspect of your personality that you have neglected for too long. Yeah, we've been too serious, I think, again. I could have been more playful in last year. Have fun with it, and others around you will copy your playfulness, and there'll be some great times ahead over the next few weeks. So, end of the year, can you stay playfulness in what they call here the silly season, where there's obligation and things that might stress you out that you still need to do, loose ends that you haven't tied up. Don't think you're gonna finish it all off. I made another video that I posted on Instagram. You can look it up there. It's about grieving the things that you haven't managed to finish. Just sit with it and go, oh, I was so hoping this year. I was really hoping to lose 5 kilos and I didn't, but I lost 2, not 5. So I'm going to celebrate the fact that I lost 2, which I'm almost probably will win on again after Christmas. They'll be back on. But I'm also just starting to accept that my body shape has just changed and I'm getting older and I'm getting really soft and have all these wobbly bits that I never had before. And then that is okay too, you know. I don't think I'll ever get back to being a size 6. I was that long enough for my life. It's accepting where you are and appreciate it. This is how it is now, today. And tomorrow things can change, you know, and what's the advantage? If I would be really, really skinny, maybe people might think I'd be sick. Or just saying things. So I look at other things that I can't do at the moment. There's a lot of things that's from yesterday that I won't be able to do. I don't know for how long, we'll see it. But I'm holding the line. I'm really believing in the patience and that the sorrow will make me stronger in being sovereign. Even if I am that little boy looking for that rare lizard and not going with the mainstream who all says this is how you need to live your life and because we tell you this is what you need to do. I'm like, no, I'm not. And I can find other ways to be playful, and I will always find a way to be playful and do funny things. So today I went to the markets, got this beautiful, what was it called again? It's ocean jasper. And it looks a bit like my drawings. I put this drawing up, but it was on my stories. This is one as well that really helped me to bring peace. And I looked at it for a while, it's like, and yeah, I've just been making those. I'm thinking my next book might have a lot of drawings in them. And this one was yesterday's drawing. Smaller, bigger ones. So something will come where we can just go and sit, be with ourselves, and have a look at them. Sending you lots and lots of love. And yeah, put a comment beneath the video. Make sure to like it and subscribe when you watch this on YouTube. Bye for now.